Welcome back to Basgiath, writers. Hey, hi, hello.
Good morning, Miss Wilson.
How are you doing today, Kylie?
I am good.
A little sleepy?
Yeah, diabetes is something else. I don't have it. My son does, for those who don't know. I didn't sleep, so this is going to be fun.
Well, and
Not be held liable for anything that I say, the Delulu version of me.
yeah, no. Well, here we are, bright and early Saturday morning.
Thrilled to be here.
You just sound so tired. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
We've got this. Just a warning, if you've not finished Onyx Storm, I'm assuming if you're listening to us, you have, but stop right now if you haven't. Go back and finish the book ASAP, and then come back to us. We'll be waiting for you. We just don't want to ruin anything for you since this podcast will likely have spoilers.
Maybe just a tad. It's a deep dive, so
That's what she is.
you may have a couple in there.
Another reminder, we do say bad words and shit. You know, this is an adult podcast.
So if you don't like the word fuck, then we're not your people.
If you don't want to talk about a reverse harem, like, don't talk to me.
Yeah, just want to clarify here. That is a Kylie thing. This is not, I don't want my name attached to that. That's a part of her personal brand, is a reverse harem, throwing
In the
cats.
books I read, I do not participate in this, although I would with all the shadow daddies in a heartbeat.
Yeah, she throws cats. She likes
I don't
reverse
throw
harem.
cats. I moved her. I moved her.
Sure. Mhm. What are we covering today, Kylie? What chapters?
We will be covering chapters 26 through 30 of Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros, if you didn't know what we were reading. You guys, it's not even, or it's 7 now, so just bear with me while I get my bearings. I really like the bear word.
Bear. She literally got like 20 minutes of sleep total. So
I'm keeping it weird.
She's gonna be unhinged today, guys.
I feel like, once again, we just have to remind everybody that theories can evolve, they can change, they can be debunked or just completely off the rails. Regardless, it's all for fun and it's just not that deep.
Yeah, so stop coming for me.
No, keep going for her. It's entertaining. She gets so mad.
I don't care if people don't agree with me. It just sometimes tone matters. Like, just calm down.
I know, it's like nothing is confirmed and we know that. We're just throwing a bunch of stuff out. It's like our thoughts, like, feelings are fact and this is how we're feeling. Like, what's going to happen? Chapter 26, the epigraph says, in the first 24 hours of removal from source magic, the subject, an asim, presented as even-tempered, but withdrawal quickly revealed the subject's true nature, requiring the subject's immediate transfer to stage 2 of the study. Her results can be found with group 33B under the category Death by Fire, and subsequently group 46C under the category Death by Poison, a study in the anatomy of the enemy by Captain Dominic Purcell.
The death by poison, I find very, very interesting. I'll just tell you thoughts. I'm not spouting off a well thought out theory. Don't come for me. When I think of poison, I think of violence and what she learned from her dad. I also think of Asher's heart stopping, and I never felt like it was an actual heart attack. I believe Asher was either murdered with poison because of what he knows, or he poisoned himself to protect his family and that information. Also, it's good to know that Venant can die from poison.
But which poison?
Right. Which Asher has a hard on for talking about poisons and flora and fauna, so we'll get into it.
With this episode. I agree with you, though, that he didn't have a heart attack. Like, there's a whole reason that Violet was trained as a scribe. Her ability to seek out information and decipher things. He was leaving breadcrumbs for her to find the truth about what really happened to him, and obviously, like, the bigger picture. So yeah, I agree with you.
Such a good day for me already.
I know, I'm just setting you up to have the best Saturday ever.
As you have fucking old chomper, but go ahead.
I set you up to have a really good day, and then I'm about to tear you down.
Now I'm gonna have to talk about old chomper.
Nobody had to know. You could have just let it go. Anyway, at least heading to pick up the prince gift basket, Deverelli is pretty. Vi is bickering with Taryn because he did not tell her he was in pain, but he points out that she is in pain all the time. But he does say, Indarna shows no sign of trouble, which I'm inconvenienced, annoyed, and cut off from my source of power, strength, and my mate's thought. But I am still Taryn's full name, son of Mute Coidim and Fee Clan Fuel, also known as Old Chomper, and descended from, and Violet cuts him off. She hears it a million times. And I fucking can't with like Blakely renaming him Old Chomper. It was a side conversation, but like that's all I can think of because Fee Clan Fuel means blunt teeth. Fire Clan, Fee Clan means blunt teeth. Fuel means blood. And then Blakely just called him Old Chomper.
Okay. So my personality will make more sense. From 5th grade to the beginning of 8th grade, I was missing a front tooth. Like, and my dad, we were a big Simpsons family growing up, which I didn't realize was so inappropriate until now I'm older and have children. There's this episode which Kylie put the picture of him, talking about Old Chomper, and this man with one tooth in his mouth, and he says, if it wasn't for the dental plan, I wouldn't have Old Chomper here. And so my dad would tell his middle school daughter that was like crying all the time because she only had a missing front tooth, he just called me Old Chomper. So Kylie is mean.
That is who Taryn was descended from.
I'm a descendant of Sharon. Okay, I'm sassy. I have black energy, cat or dragon.
So I really just put your great 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 grandpa up here.
Thank you. Thanks, Taryn. I can see it, to be honest.
I mean, their names are interesting, like Fee Clan Fuel. They're hard, okay? Meaning blunt teeth and blood.
There. Good old butter knife teeth murder weight.
Because mucoidy means murder and weight, like in like heavy weight. And so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No duh and Nurna. Oh, we're talking about Old Chomper.
Joppa.
No duh and Darna shows no sign of trouble because her magic is different than yours, Taryn. They arrive at the palace, and for a place that hates dragons, the path to the kingdom has enough space to support 2 dragons, 4 if they kept their wings tucked in. The path is lit by blue orbs, but comes from Phalaronia moths that are harnessed for light, and they are poisonous. They're mentioned again, so that's why I think it's important to say that it was like lit up.
Our light seems very intrigued by these. I think these will be important later on. Otherwise, why would you bring them up twice?
Exactly. And, they're poisonous. Sorry, I just stole that from you.
It's okay. Like the epigraph is about poison, and then we're talking about something that's poisonous. She brings it up later. I feel like it's a little cluey clue. Let's get our notebook. Blues Clues time. Put it down.
Just color a picture of a moth. It's fine.
With your crayon. It's your new personal brand, and you can just write it.
At the end, I show my artwork for all of our clues. So they don't exactly have a warm welcome, just a fuck ton of guards. 2 seem to be extra spicy, a male and a female, and they immediately say that they will not be meeting the king. They give him his full title, King Cortland IV, ruler of Deverelli, master of the trade, which this one makes sense because of the trade routes, keeper of truths. I love a good spelling error. He's the keeper of loyalty and truth. He's a justice of the tribunal, so he's a judge in his tribunal. It's straightforward. And heir of the antiquities, and that title is just interesting. So he's the heir of like hella old things, and I get why this is why he wanted the Emilian citrine, but I wonder what other hella old things are on his isle.
There's got to be a lot.
Yeah, so because people trade stuff to him from their country, obviously, as we get into.
Because Bougie BT said it's like, hey, you think I'm bad? This guy's way worse when it comes to collecting shit. So there's got to be some fun stuff on that aisle.
I wonder, maybe the answer to killing Venon's on that aisle.
It might. Poison?
Yeah. The moth.
Poison. Sorry. Take off.
That 90s hip hop, you're stuck on it.
You really fucked me up with that.
Xaden tells them that they will They will be meeting with King Cortland. One of them swings at Taryn with a sword, but he reminds them who he is with his loud-ass roar. Two dicks representing Cortland still won't let them enter until Xaden says he's the Duke of Tyrrendor and Vi is his consort. Weird, it's like foreshadowing or something.
Never heard of it.
Upon entering, they have this quick conversation where Xaden says, I've noticed, but girlfriend is missing that permanent tone. If it makes you more comfortable, consort is used pretty loosely in Navarian aristocratic circles. I was thinking of your error, and I'm like, fuck, am I saying it wrong?
No, Aristocat is not correct, guys. Keep going.
Pretty sure the Duke of Caldera has had 4 different consorts in as many years. The designation just gets you the invitation into this place, plus gives you the protection and privileges of my title. And Violet replies, I don't need the protection and privileges. And I just feel like Blakely is right in saying, I hate you. Xaden has a plan in going full Venom. To say she needs the privileges was important. Without him and the Daddy Duke title to back her up, people dismiss her. Look at the original Quest squad when Vi tried to get all of Andarna's demands met. He definitely knew what he was doing.
I just want to point out again, Kylie said I was right. No big deal. I also I loved when Taryn was like, our congratulations or commiserations in order. But as you said, that people dismiss Violet, especially now because her dad's dead, her mom's dead, and her mom, I think, was really kind of protecting her in a way.
The weight behind her name, for sure.
Yeah, and the weight, and now it's like, yes, you may be one of the most powerful people on the continent, but we don't care.
You have nobody supporting you with like power.
No, because they're all Venom supporters.
So Xaden seriously had to have thought this out and wanted to protect her, as he said.
Well, even his, like, I'm not going into specifics, but his conversation with Sigale at the end of the book, those two obviously chatted. Like, they had a plan. There's a full ass plan here.
It's like they like have a bond and speak all the time.
I know, not weird.
Well, I mean, is she talking to him at this point?
At the end?
No, at this point.
So in here? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Just a little bit. Yeah, and well, they can't even talk because
Yeah.
there's not really magic, so they don't have their bond right now. So Sigale, I think Sigale just needs some time, and this space in the non-magic areas was perfect for them.
As she's in pain and suffering.
Yeah. And then
best time for them.
Xaden's peaceful as fuck. Just like, this is the best.
They enter the courtyard dining area where the King of Deverelli is, joined by Takaris and Prince Gift Basket. Vi is quick to warn Xaden that they don't shake hands, mince or waste words. They speak in double meanings, only when convenient to them. They value wealth, knowledge, and secrecy, anything that can be traded. You get one chance with trust with them. It just sounds so much like Xaden.
Yes.
I just want to make a mention of King Cortland's appearance. He's handsome, which, you can probably join my reverse harem. With deep golden brown skin, stretched over high cheekbones and a strong jaw, cunning brown eyes, and shoulder-length black hair. I just think it's interesting, his looks. It just sounds familiar.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just want to mention his looks. I think they're interesting. Mm-hmm. They take their seats and immediately Vi is like, what did you do to Halden? The King enjoys the straight to the point part. Halden tried to say, I reestablished diplomatic connections with Deverelli and asked for their permission to use Takaris' manor to launch a search mission with the Riot of Dragons in return for the artifact he requested. And when that was not enough, I offered. And it turns out that dumbass tried to pull a fast one on the King and give something that wasn't his. Tisk tisk, Prince Gift Basket. Cortland plunges the dagger he tried to give into Halden's hand, then essentially tells him to clean his shit up and that he's a little bitch. Halden tried to give Cortland Xaden's Blade of Eratia, appropriated for the royal vault by Reginald during unification. Cortland responds with, fascinating how he chose this particular gift, knowing it might provoke your emotions. Normally, when it comes to such heirlooms, we'd consider possession ownership, but in this case, His Highness's word was already broken, hence why I could not make this deal. I'm fascinated to learn how much he is worth on the ransom market, or perhaps I'll entertain classic blackmail. Surely King Tory will be amenable to quite a few things should his son remain in residence. Fuck. 3 panther kitties show up named Shira, Shenna, and Shora. Shenna, or is it Sheena? It's Shenna. Shenna?
I don't know.
Whatever.
She.
Cortland raised them from cubs. Zayden moves to help the prince dumbass, but Cortland lets him know if he helps, there will be no chance of striking a deal. Halden finally mans up a little and pulls it out so they can proceed with discussing the deal, and Cortland assumes that they want the same deal.
This was the part that I found the most interesting is I need to know you can uphold your end of the bargain even when it's unpleasant to do so, just as your father did. What was Fen doing?
I think we need to bring up some of the epigraphs from Fourth Wing. So in chapter 35, it said, in his last days of interrogation, Ben Ryerson lost touch with reality, railing against the kingdom of Navarre. He accused King Tori and all who came before him of a conspiracy so vast, so unspeakable, that it does not bear repeating by this historian. The execution was swift and merciful for a madman who cost untold lives. And then the last words of Fen Ryerson in chapter 29 for the epigraph was, you're all cowards. What did he accuse King Tori of? What was Fen doing?
I mean, it's obviously the venom of it all, but there's more to it. Like, what was Fen's, like, why was he still in contact with the Isles? Why was he the last one still talking to them?
What bargain was he holding up that was unpleasant to do? Obviously, he died for this, but what was the bargain?
But with that Isle, that's the part where I'm like, we know what he was doing for the continent.
Right, but he had that bargain, and why would he?
Yeah, why? And what was it?
What did it play in the bigger part of the rebellion?
And why would it be uncomfortable to do so?
Because obviously he died, so that's pretty uncomfortable.
No, I know that part. I mean, just with the bargain, with whatever they came up with. So I have questions.
Yeah, when you wrote that, it really triggered my thoughts of what was he doing? There's more to his story, obviously.
Fen was an interesting man, I believe. Not as lovable as our Zayden.
I wonder if the next book is going to be so much backstory of all the fucking parents, because obviously they set up their kids for this hot mess that's happening.
I'm sure. I think we're gonna get a lot of backstory. I think we're gonna get Lilith, Papa Sorengale. I think it will get the first 6 in there. Maybe not the whole story, but parts of it. We'll have a lot of that.
Zayden says, I can't agree, seeing as I have no idea what Halden requested, but we like to reopen diplomatic channels and secure permission to use Viscount Takaris' manor as a stopping point for a riot of no more than 8 dragons and an equal number of griffins for the purposes of a search party, which would entail securing hunting rights of wild game for said creatures and a promise of safety for all parties. Cortland then asks who Zayden's loyalty is to. Zayden says, my loyalty is to Violet first above everyone else, then Tyrandor, then Navarre in the moments it's worthy, usually when Violet is in its residence. He captured Cortland's attention with that. Shit, Cortland may want to be his consort after that declaration.
Me too.
For real. They're ready to talk trade when Cortland says we've never involved ourselves with Benin, war destroys isles, blocks economies. Supplying those at war, however, that's where the money is. We remain neutral in all things and always have. It's how we've maintained trade, commerce, growth, and knowledge for the world, no matter what god you worship or magic you can access. Vi asks if they've been there and if they've defeated or cured them, which was the wrong thing to say. Cortland says, to imply that our isle is weak, conquerable, is a line you do not want to cross. Such an assumption is disastrous to an economy that is built on safe, stable trade. People do not invest in unstable isles.
Oh, no denial. The man is sketchy as fuck.
Yeah, it's shifty.
Brokering a war, that means both sides. And it's not just Poor Emil and Navarre. He's dealing with Benin.
He really just wants to help the economy. He's playing his part. He's I just want everybody to win, so I just play all sides.
Listen, I've watched Iron. I know all about what happens with supplying war materials, so it's just part of the game.
You're right, though. He doesn't say yes or no. Sketchy Cortland then starts talking about his kitties and how they normally eat with him. In a grand reveal, Captain Anna Windshire's head is on a plate to feed the kitties, not to be mistaken with our kitty cat. And then shit's getting real. Turns out Captain Anna Windshire is a kleptomaniac because she had stolen 6 treasures and had a list of 5 more in Halden's handwriting. Prince Gift Basket is also Prince Big Baby because he whines saying the items belong to him. The price of thievery is womp womp, death. But the water is a little muddy since he is a royal. Those items are mine, received as goods bartered for services rendered over the last century. As you well know, Cortland shouted, and Vi connected the dots. The last century, recalling Aric's word from last year when he asked what Halden was going to do about what was happening beyond our borders. Aric had implied that Halden wasn't going to act, but this is so much worse. Halden didn't just know he's been playing a starring role. And then Halden in his temper yells, "You took advantage of our desperation, accepted priceless magical artifacts under unfair terms, and now you execute my personal guard when we seek to rectify your outright theft with a genuine agreement. Fuck you, we want no part of your deception or this godforsaken isle." And so Halden was there on his own agenda. Is that it? Xaden attempts to make a deal on behalf of Tyrande only, but Cortland is over it and orders his kitties on them. Which we're going to get into the things that Halden stole in a minute.
BRB. In a minute, we'll be there, guys. Fucking Halden, man.
He came in swinging his dick.
Yeah, like, what are you doing, bro?
He's shifty. I mean, we knew he was shifty because he collects people. Or not people, but like he's a collector as well. I just...
Yeah. I don't know, maybe Prince Halden and King Cortland are going to become besties because they seem like two peas in a pod.
Except for Halden's now banned from Deverelli.
Yeah. So it might be a long distance bestie.
They start with love letters. They're bringing writing back.
Xaden already did that and I loved it. Chapter 27, Sums. Sometimes diplomacy is best served at sword point. Journal of Captain Lilith Sorngale.
This is really just for me, but like, ain't that the fucking truth in this chapter? Or, you know, teeth that are sharp as swords, potentially holding a kitty.
Or knife teeth. Old Chomper, okay? Don't take that away from him.
We're just turning Onyx Storm into a children's book. Old Chomper.
Old Chomper. Good old dead tooth. Doing well.
Thriving.
Thriving, really. So everything goes to complete shit. Xaden draws both his swords, not the fun one. Tosses... I got myself distracted about his sword.
I don't blame you. It's Xaden's sword.
I'll pick that sword. Tosses one out to the sticky-fingered prince. Lots of stabbing, bone crunching, and bodies flying about. Vi and Xaden are holding their own, but Violet takes a blow to the face, and our boy Xaden has that icy, killing calm in his eyes. Violet says it's one step past fury, as though Dune herself has stepped into his eyes and now peers back at me. The God connection for me with these two is too much.
I think I expand about... Well, we got to build our theories at the right time.
I know. I was like... Xaden declares they're all fucking dead. He presses a kiss to her forehead like the scene out of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Then Xaden kills them all. He explains they hurt you. They were going to kill you. She cups his face and says, I love you. We need to get you out of here, so you have to trust me. Do not move until I tell you. She asks the Deuce...
The Deuce is not wrong. No, we like the Duke of Darkness. I was thinking like... Xaden's not a shit.
She asks I wrote the, or did you change it?
I didn't, but the Duke of Darkness.
She asks the Duke of Darkness to sit and put his head in his hands. Vi takes charge.
When Violet says, agony cracks my soul clean open, as if I can give Xaden some of what he's just lost, as I register the alloy's chill, its complete and total lack of energy before shoving it in my front pocket. After Xaden channeled, I felt my soul do this too. But what if that is exactly what happened? Maybe in their bond, it allows him to still be... Maybe it's their bond that allows him to still be him with her. Maybe it's this moment where she gives him some of her soul. Then and take for power, but what she was giving was for love. So maybe that explains why he didn't turn like full evil villain, just villain on paper.
Well, I totally agree with what you said. I personally believe like the intention of why someone turns Venom does make a difference.
Right.
And because he turned Venom for Violet, and like to protect her. Like I think that there's something there with like the connection of why he's not completely evil. Well, I mean, he's not evil, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But he
evil on
doesn't
paper.
just evil on paper, exactly. I think there's something there. She tells Cortland that she'd apologize, but in Navarre, riders are trained to kill when you attack, and they can only restrain so much. The Duke feels some remorse, but you did just try to murder two of our kingdom's nobles. Not the best look for negotiations, pal. Cortland is caught up on the fact that they don't have magic. Vi does a great job deflecting peacocks by mentioning in her signet, and Darna currently has one of the three Meanie Meows in her mouth like a chew toy. Vi tells Cortland that she can give him one of the rarest treasures found anywhere, and the Meanie Meow will be fine. Or, if he's not willing to negotiate, her dragons will be getting a little snacky snack. If they succeed in murder inking, sorry, I had to say that, they would just go to the Empyrean and tell them what he did, and then the whole damn isle would be torched.
I love the continuation of this throughout the books of we don't eat our allies, and Vi says now in Darna doesn't eat our allies. It's a whole thing her elders are trying to teach her, and I'm just glad it's a theme.
I think she's going to eat one of her allies by the end of this fucking series, though.
She eats Halden for the greater good. Everybody wins. She eats an ally. He sacrifices himself.
You know, it's just a part of the story.
So in chapter 26, it said, your thief was found in my treasury. And Cortland counters with 6 stolen treasures on her person and a list of 5 more she had yet to attain written in your handwriting. Halden claims they're all items that belong to us. It's not stealing to take back what is rightfully ours. Then Halden accuses accepted priceless magical artifacts under unfair terms, and now you execute my personal guard when we seek to rectify your outright theft with genuine agreement. Fuck you. We want no part of your deception or this godforsaken isle, which rude. But the story doesn't ever say what the artifacts are. And I think it's interesting because Violet's like, bring me both weapons. And then the steel lands on the table with a clatter. And Violet makes quick work of sheathing Xaden's swords at his back and packaging the dagger, the Blade of Horatia, in his bag with the Sword of Tyrandor. Why is the Sword of Tyrandor now relevant?
No, I'm just thinking like not only that, why is the Sword of Tyrandor relevant? Why is the Blade of Horatia? But why are they considered magical artifacts?
Great question. But yeah, why is it now relevant? Because Xaden has always carried two swords strapped to his back, and you can search two swords in Fourthwing and Ironflame and see that. And of course, we'll get to it being mentioned in chapter 45 and 50 of this book. But this is the first time the Sword of Tyrandor was mentioned, not to be confused with the Blade of Horatia, which may potentially have a missing emerald. Or was this sword one of the artifacts that Halden was trying to steal? Like, I've seen it questioned online, and there wasn't really much info about the sword. And Violet does say, take the heirlooms back to Horatia, the heirlooms, and handle whatever business you might have there for the province. So I really think this is when Xaden got that sword back, and now we're going to have, like, we will learn why it's relevant considering it's in the dreams later, but it's interesting that it doesn't say any mention of it before this moment.
I just want to know, why are these considered magical artifacts?
I'm stuck on like the thought of imbuing things. Like it's imbued
like
with something.
There's magical meaning somehow with these artifacts. Like it's more than just an heirloom.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And Violet doesn't know that. She just refers to them as heirlooms, but they're calling them magical, right?
Right. We'll find out.
So
I hope.
we'll find out. Write it down on our book of clues, our blues clues.
The Sword of Tyrandor?
Or to Tyrandor, thank you. I want you to draw it, though. That's what Steve does on Blues Clues. Yep, she's drawing, I can tell.
It's a solid sword.
I thought that you were going to show me the sword and it was going to be a dick. Not surprisingly, Cortland decides to negotiate. Vi asks for both of Xaden's weapons and then tells Xaden to go find Zagael by the trees and reminds him she loves him. Vi continues negotiations and then adds in that Xaden should be pardoned for tonight's activities, as well as he's welcome to return to Deverelli as a member of the riot. If not, she will just go tell King Tory what he did. Cortland accepts. Check fucking mate. She gifts Cortland and she gifts Cortland and Darna's Irid shell. FYI.
Violet was marveling at how the shades of color graduate from the darkest onyx on the bottom to the brightest silvers on top. Why is the shell the color of Violet and Xaden?
I don't know.
This is why I smoke weed, so I can get questions like this.
No, but that's symbolism somehow, right?
Yeah, is
Like,
this some weird ass metaphor for them?
I feel like it's got to. It's something.
Because listen to how it's described too. Marveling at how the shades of color graduate from the darkest onyx at the bottom to the brightest silvers on top. Each ring of the hardened scales nestled within the next, yet never separate, creating a smooth outer layer with no ridges that only cracks when the hatchling is ready. It sounds like a metaphor for like Xaden and Violet's new beginning. Chapter 28. There are times I look at Parapet at the very act of threshing and marvel that dragons have not been to Umbriel. What we call treacherous is their idea of primary school. Umbriel, Isle of Dune by 2nd Lieutenant Asher Daxton.
People are making comments about Asher, and Rebecca said this wasn't the same one, but I don't believe her. I feel like this is a Liam ice wielding situation because later on in this chapter, Violet is reading her father's work on the Isle of Dune. While reading it, she says her father's observations on the combative isle are sharp, almost clinical, but lack his usual insight. This book was when he was 23. It's a lot different than the manuscript in her office. When did he visit the Isles or have time to transcribe the dictionaries? Also want you guys to know that Daxton, the French meaning is warrior who conquers great obstacles. It is quite interesting. Because why would she's not going to pick the name Asher again.
Yeah.
She's being shifted.
Unless it's like his dad.
That's possible too. I'm not against that, but I'm just like, I don't trust anything she said.
There's the theory that Asher Daxton is his mom too, so who knows?
Like, but what was his grandma's, the mom's
Niara.
name? Niara, which I wrote the meaning of that too. But something's.
So if it's
that
not
would make,
her, so I don't agree with that one, but the potential to be his dad, I could see that.
I'm not against that. It just is like, well, it's obvious. She said it was when he was 23. You would be a 2nd lieutenant because that's what Xaden is, right? And he's about 23 at this time period. So I feel like you're lying, Rebecca. You liar pants. But still keep lying because we don't want to use the book, so that's fine.
Yeah, because then what are we going to talk about?
People take it as Bible sometimes. It's like, well, she can't tell you everything.
Yeah, like
dorks.
I think this is fun for her to watch us all struggle.
Yeah, well, I mean, Taylor Swift says it too. She loves watching people's, theories and like them clown about shit that's not real. Even though Rebecca doesn't like to read theories because it affects her writing.
Which is fair, because it's different versus a book.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, especially because Taylor's looking after the fact, not. Yeah. We don't need to talk about Taylor Swift. Keep going.
3 days later, Vi is back in Battle Brief. Signisan flyers arrived finally while they were gone. A Signisan flyer is not interested in Violet's What's the Haps recap and asks them to keep it down. Riddick, who's clearly in heat, says, turn it back around. Well, hello, Signisan. Have you been properly welcomed to Basgiath yet? The flyer scoffs, I don't do 2nd years, to which Riddick replies, good thing I fuck like a 3rd. Plus, I'm on Quest Squad, which gives me an additional boost of credibility or desirability. Good for Riddick.
Credibility.
Yeah. No relevance to the summary, but it was imperative.
There was. It was one of the best lines. Riddick comes in with some good life advice when Marin, not Morris, asks, where do you get your confidence? And Riddick says, survive the gauntlet. After that, you're well aware rejection isn't going to kill you. So shoot your shot, guys. Rejection won't kill you.
That's actually really great. Like,
it's really
solid.
Great. Solid advice.
I didn't
People
realize. I didn't think Riddick would be giving us inspo quotes.
I like it.
I do too.
Keep it up.
Put it on our pitch list.
That's like a 3rd, and he's the new Mel Robbins. Okay, let them.
Vi goes back to What's the Haps and tells them Deborelli does have an army despite being neutral and that they have weaponry to trade. Cap points out it's weird that they asked for Violet as a weapon when she can't even wield on that island, or can she? They get back to Battle Brief and we learn that Venom changed course and are moving into position as if the wards will inevitably fail. It's been a week and Zayden is still not back after he channeled on their shitty vacay to the Isles. Vi's intrusive thoughts have her wondering if he has sold a little more soul and moved up in the pyramid to ASIM. Cue Rocky montage scene of Violet honing in on her magic, dragon riding, practicing with a crossbow, reading her dad's books, and trying to open the passcode lock books. She makes a comment that she can't even tell her sister, who is taking a personal leave for the first time ever.
Wait, before you go and do your thing, when you said montage, instead of like, her practicing, I'm like just picturing it as a movie. All of a sudden, I'm picturing Dirty Dancing baby like out in the rain and on the thing. And I'm like, why
is that your montage? Dirty Dancing?
Well, when she's practicing.
Yeah.
But that's what I took from it. Okay. You said montage.
Well, now I'm picturing like
Okay.
Violet on the stairs, but it's a musical. Like she's dancing up the stairs.
With the with their blades and crossbows.
It's giving, she's a little bit of Deadpool now, like just the theatrics.
But I will say, from Dirty Dancing, the outfit that baby wears, it is the pinkish peach one piece with the shorts and the keds. I have wanted to recreate that outfit my entire life, and this might be the year for it. Thank you.
I lived where part of that was filmed in New York.
You did?
In the Catskills. Okay, so we know Mira is going to Grandma's, but I stand, was this her course? Was this where she was supposed to end up? Or is she having severe middle child syndrome and is desperate for attention?
I feel like Lilith probably breadcrumbed her to go there. I have no proof of that, but Norel's comment about Asher raised Violet and that Mira was raised by Lilith, and we all have our part to play, makes me think that Lilith must have said something on top of that part of the journal being missing, but I don't know, because it really could be jealous little middle child.
Which I have a feeling Mira is a little bit of she's a jelly belly because which is a you saying, what the fuck? Are you ready for this? Because I'm going to say it right. Later in Signet training, Vi and asks Bodhi what his second signet is. Bodhi says he doesn't have one, and Vi is like, as in you don't have one that I get to know about, but will eventually see you wield, or you don't have one. A corner of his mouth lifts into a wry smile that reminds me of his cousins. Don't have one, just like Zayden. Violet and Ciel are the only ones who know about Zayden, so does Bodhi have a secret second signet one? That smirk is suspicious, that or I trust no one. And it's really hard to deliver this paragraph when I'm so fucking jacked about the fact that I can say it right. The practice
my cat is,
and the bullying.
My cat's purring.
Your cat is so happy that I said it right.
She's like, wow, this girl isn't an idiot.
I think your cat's like, she is, but she's growing.
Tori's face. Oh boy. Okay. I don't think Bodhi knows about the second signet. I really don't. I think it's Sigale and Violet are the only ones that know. But I also just think Bodhi has like a huge crush on Violet. So it's just,
that's why he's always smirking and smiling at her.
Yes. And like he's always there, like, oh, take my flight jacket. Running after her. Like he has a hardcore crush on her.
Maybe Violet just adds him to her reverse harem. She's got Zayden and Dane.
I should have asked somebody else to do this with me.
The first years from our favorite squad show up and they want to help. Sloane included, and Dane calls her out for refusing to train her signet. Weird way to flirt, but okay. Vi is the one who convinces her to start training it. Arik asks about how their vacay with her ex went, and immediately Arik asks if he got anyone killed. Yeah, bud, he did. While they are figuring out where to go next, sexy Professor Zayden shows up looking good with his glittery onyx bond. Our poor shadow daddy isn't sleeping well in Erasia without Vi. Vi realizes Zayden is honing in on his signet when he finishes their sentence and is basically heavy petting their bond in a public space. Zayden's eyes are amber, not gold-flecked onyx, but Vi doesn't have time to focus on that.
Before we get into eyes, which Kylie and I could talk about for an hour, Sloane argues, her cheeks flushing a second before her narrowed gaze drops away from Dane. They're gonna bone. The flesh in her cheeks deepen. I can't tell if she wants to stab in his seat or
Sit
is
on
what
his
Violet
face.
said. Or sit on his
That's where
fucking
her new
face.
seat is.
Here for it.
The sexual tension once again is strong. Even though there's very minimal, it's strong in my mind. I can smell it from here. They're not.
No,
fake.
it's happened. There's too much and Violet's onto it, obviously. So that's Rebecca's making it happen. And then it's just another example of hey, you had my brother killed on accident. Whoopsies. But they still fall for each other, just like Xaden and Vi.
A big theme throughout these books is forgiveness.
It is.
And
Can't relate.
I'm getting better at it.
I am getting a lot better at it. Did not used to.
Once again, shout out to Gloria. She's done a lot for me. The fact that I don't fly off the handle, good for me. But yeah, Sloane, Dane, if they're not fucking already, they will be.
I think they will be. I don't think they're fucking yet.
I mean, I really want everybody to just get dick down in these books. It's not even a hella smutty book.
No, I mean, it's really not.
No. Actually, the DT Faye were talking about how Rebecca was listed as the queen of the dragon smut or whatever.
Smut, fucked up article,
which is so stupid. I joke about, but I really do read smut. You guys have heard me talk about Pounded by Produce. That is legitimate smut. But
or Getting My Swamp. Yes, Shrek smut.
This doesn't even hold a candle to the other shit that I read. So for anybody to call this smut is it is offensive because it's not. There's romance for sure and there is fucking, but it's not the primary focus of the story. Romance.
Does anyone say Game of Thrones is smut? No. There's fucking all throughout there, but we have less than 5% of a book and it's a shit ton of world building and foreshadowing and she's just no, it's dragon smut. Fuck off.
I want to shout out DT Faye for that because I think it should be spoken about. Props to them because fuck that article. It's dumb.
We also really like DT Faye. They're funny.
Big fans. Big fans.
They're right now doing a Throne of Glass. If you're a Throne of Glass girly, which who isn't, feel free to listen.
I laughed my ass off listening to them. And I don't listen to a ton of podcasts, but I do listen to them.
Well, if you haven't noticed, Kylie and I are a little unhinged, so we like unhinged people. Therefore, DT Faye,
there are people.
Yeah.
Okay, so since we started talking about our love for somebody else's podcast.
So
back in chapter 9, I feel like I have all the confidence now that I've got coffee in my hand. I'm yeah.
I know, you're a different human. Yes, let's talk about this.
So back in chapter 9, I mentioned Violet's eye color. They're hazel, pale blue, and they change. Mira has brown eyes, and Brennan also has amber eyes. Do they turn amber when your venin status is in remission? Throughout the book, Xaden channels more, and his eyes never go back to the gold flecks, which brings me to Brennan. Did Naowen burn out while trying to create a resurrection rune, so he was forced to channel and become venin to save Brennan? God, that's such a mouthful.
I was that's a lot.
Did Brennan become venin as a lover's pact? Or now that I've mentioned it, did he sacrifice it for a different reason? And that's why him and Xaden have amber eyes. It's just the eye color is weird. It doesn't match with his siblings. We need to know about Venin's eyes and Lilith's eye color because we do know Asher's.
Asher has hazel eyes. I am well aware, guys.
I'm here to defend Blakely. I'm here to defend her. Chapter 34, page 291 in Onyx Storm. And I have to cite this for you. I was literally getting defenses for you last night because people keep asking where in the book that it says that. Chapter 34, guys, page 291. Asher has eyes like Violet, and Violet has hazel eyes. It says it in there.
And the reason this came up is because Kylie and I still believe that Lilith was venin for multiple reasons we've talked about on the podcast. I don't need to go into it because if you've already made it this far, you would have listened to it. But she says he has hazel eyes, but she never says that he has amber in the hazel eyes. I can say this because my husband and my son have hazel eyes. There's no amber. So my whole point was I truly believe that her eyes are indecisive, like she says back and forth wing, is because her path is not set. Probably it could be used more as Rebecca's writing tool, but if her mother, Lilith, turned venom when she was pregnant, how would that affect Violet? I mean, it would have to, right? She's got some type of venom in her. Not Xaden.
Not Ben and Dick.
No. So that's why I think that the amber's there and it keeps shifting. I don't know. That's just what I was saying.
There's a connection though, because Rebecca has such a focus on eye color. She tells us everyone's eye color generally, like most people, like the main characters. She describes it. So this is relevant. It has to be. There's no way it's not.
And it just the way that she describes the eye color, it just is like, come on. So we have another instance where Xaden is reading Vi's mind, and it's not just intentions, and without even trying. Violet thinks to herself, has he been honing his signet like Riddick? And the answer is no. Riddick? Give away. Give away. Listen, I was talking to, they were just on horseback. My mouth is just going well crazy here. That's what she said. And the answer is no. I don't even think that he is intentionally trying to hone his signet. He's just becoming incredibly powerful due to the venom power, which makes me think of Riddick. I know he's trying to hone his signet right now and get better, but the way he jumped in power so quickly, like being able to freeze things, it just makes me think that it's, yeah, practicing helps with magic, but it's magic trying to help the balance because Xaden is so powerful before he was even venom. Now I think everyone else's signet is going to like really increase with just even a little bit of practice because of it.
Yeah, because the venom are getting stronger. They're getting more numbers. They're really like working on their downlines.
And like big numbers. Like Xaden is was the most powerful non-venom on the continent.
But now that he's venom, like obviously that's why there was the kid with shadows because they need the balance. But I wonder how strong that person will be in comparison to Xaden, because Xaden's like super fucking strong because he has 2 signets. I have to think about it.
And with our theory of Lilith being venom, people were coming at me a lot about it because they're like, well, no, she's Theophany's alternate or like other magic balance thing. But does intention make a difference? She is venom, but she's not being venom to like
Destroy.
be on Venon's side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I understand that, yes, a new shadow wielder is coming in, but I just think intention matters because it's not a balance. If Xaden was full on bad or Lilith was full on bad, then yeah, that's not a balance. But if she is venom but isn't acting out, then I don't think the balance would be different, right?
No, because
Does that make
doesn't
sense?
change who. I wonder how it affects your soul.
Right. And I think that if you turn for love, that's different than returning.
Yeah, they don't have
power.
like venom magic doesn't have to balance it the same way. I agree with you. I understand what you're saying and I agree with you. I'm just reiterating it for me being weird.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. I'm like, it makes sense,
No,
right?
it does. I get it. I agree.
Like when people are like fighting with me online, I'm like, yeah, but I'm not saying that she's bad when I'm saying she's venom. So that wouldn't be a balance.
I think we're onto something with the intention. I think we are.
Intention matters.
But I say that we're onto something every time.
I know. We really think we're on something all the time. We might be on something, but we also think we're on to something. Right? If you're pulling from the ground or like trying to channel power and getting magic, if your intention is good, even if it's for the wrong reason, it has to change. The magic is different.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I think intention means a lot.
Okay, well, I'm mad about it now. Thanks a lot.
I'm so sorry that I like thought about that.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about them.
Oh my God. They are still bickering about where to go next, but checking in with the scenario really puts a damper on things. So they said fuck it and aren't going to check in. They need to take Prince Pompous with them because Isles like Hedotus won't talk to them without a royal. Bodhi calls out to Vi and asks what's going on. Violet tells him about Xaden's eyes and how they didn't go back to gold. Thankful Bodhi brought Vi the serum and antidote as a just in case measure. There's a battle going on for signet training, and a second year is struggling to defend herself as flames creep closer. The second year ends up crawling and crawling, I meant drawing from the earth, and she is immediately executed. I knew this was going to happen. I fucking knew it was going to happen at some point in Basgiath that somebody would turn Venin and get executed. Like,
on accident.
yeah, because
accidencies is what I just said, and you didn't even notice.
it's the mom in me. I'm like, yeah, funsies, accidencies. It's all one
I
name.
know. Oopsie. All the same.
But yeah, I definitely saw that coming. But I was wondering, like, how it would be executed, not the person.
Not well, it was executed.
Yeah.
Chapter 29, Sum Sums.
It's a summy.
And a cult little summy. Little summy sum sum. Oh my god, that's a Darren Lindahl quote.
I'm sorry, me. If I'm having my reverse Hera, I'm like, let's have this summy sum sum.
Let's have this summy sum sum.
Okay.
Little summy sum sum.
This actually like 10 summy sum sum with all these shadow daddies I keep adding.
You do. What?
I love a 10 summy sum sum. I don't know. I've never experienced it. Fuck.
Allegedly.
We shouldn't do morning shows anymore.
In a culture that worships the goddess of war exclusively, blood is the preferred sacrifice and cowardice is the ultimate sin. Ultimate sin and saying cowards. What is Fen Ryerson's last words? You're all cowards? And we believe our boy Xaden. Remember, it said Dune was in his eyes here in a second? Or already happened? Yes, already happened.
They weren't necessarily enemies. Fen and the Sorengale family. Like, secret. Because, I mean, Lilith did do a solid for Xaden.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Secret.
There's more to their relationship. What's this?
Oh, yeah. There are. And especially, I think it already happened, but when he was saying that it was, Ash said it's astute that they're cunning and like Tyrish.
Mhm.
I think it's like there was something there. There was some type of communication.
For sure. Maybe through the aisle.
Well, yeah,
maybe through the aisle.
They're actually, yeah, and they're actually fighting for the same cause. They were just doing it on the down low. Even Lilith was doing it to protect her kids, so she would know what Fen's doing. She just had to kill them all.
Well, what if like that's because Fen had he was still talking to Deverelli and Asher's been there, so maybe like they're friends. They're besties. And they
like,
meet on Deverelli and like chit chat and have coffee.
Totally. And go to bookstores together.
They skip school.
They go to visit Narelle together. I like Narelle.
What if she does know Fen Ryerson?
Well, she said, oh, I wouldn't have guessed Fen Ryerson's boy.
And the fucking bracelet.
10 days later, after much anxiety and planning, the quest squad is getting ready to leave for their mission that they definitely plan on reporting back from and following the rules on. Totally aren't going to disobey direct orders. Mira comes back from leave and is a real fucking coy with her whereabouts, like the little sussy pants she is. Halden and Xaden start the dick measuring again. Surprise, surprise, no contest. Zebebe wins. Another surprise, Ark is putting Halden on the bench. His royal basket is no longer in the starting lineup.
Xaden fucking telling Prince Halden, why don't you scurry into your little basket? Like, I love it. It's petty. It's wonderful. I also want to say, poor Dane. I'm getting blamed for Arik. Like, Violet's just like yelling at him. He's like, how is this my fault?
Listen, I get blamed for a lot of shit, so I get it.
So you got a little Dane in you.
I'm not against it now.
The only blonde, the second blonde you'll make an exception for, Liam and now Dane. Oh, wait, Dane's not blonde. I just picture him in my... Because he was like the first love interest, like my thought is like he should be blonde. That's just a typical story. Yeah,
brown hair.
I know.
Yeah.
My heart says like he's like a Tamlin. But with the blonde hair.
Well, yeah, Tamlin energy there.
Dane,
little box,
hall monitor for sure. Both of them.
Yeah.
Tamlin's big hall monitor energy for sure.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Tamlin's annoying.
Exactly. Dane, he graduated away from hall monitor. He still has a little bit, but he's got
He
better.
just had to see the light.
Yeah.
You know, he had to see the light.
He realized it's a nerd job.
But like, I just feel for him because he's like, "What the fuck did I do? This isn't my fault." And this Violet, like, "Dang, how dare you?"
Imagine like putting a side by side of our episodes from Fourth Wing to this, where we just fucking hate him so much, and we're like, poor Dane now, like, oh, we love Dane, and before it was like, fuck that guy, I hope he chokes.
I hated him so much in Fourth Wing.
I know, me too. He was a really good villain.
His energy, though, his energy is very triggering to me. The whole in Fourth Wing, the Tamlin situation, I've lived that in my life. I don't like it.
You
Really don't like it.
Since he was like a hall monitor, you're not a into rules like that, so you just weren't vibing, and I get that.
Don't keep me in a box, okay?
Or a basket.
Or a basket. I would probably fuck Holden though.
Well, I mean,
He's
like,
so,
they're all supposed to be attractive, so like, why not?
well, yeah, no, he said that he's gorgeous, and I like green eyes too.
I mean, he can hop in my harem. I'm not opposed to it. Just don't speak.
He just can't stay in the harem. He can hop in.
He can visit.
Have a little fun.
He can have a visitor's pass with a mask over his mouth.
Yeah.
A ball gag.
That's fine. This took a turn. I apologize.
It's about to get worse.
Oh God. Art comes out of the Basgiath closet. Halden is not impressed. Sibling fighting happens. Violet promises that she won't let anything happen to him. Am I crazy in thinking that I actually feel like Violet, that Halden did kind of care for Violet in his own douchebag way? Like the way that he talks to her and like looks to her for things, I'm like, oh no, he did. He's just a piece of shit. So he can't give her what she needs and deserves.
I 100% think so, and that's why I think like he'll make the ultimate sacrifice in the end.
And it's not just because he wants to do the right thing, because I don't think he cares about that. I think he does have a care for Violet. A care. Just one care, not all the care.
He'll definitely he'll do a solid for Violet. He still will suck throughout the books though, because he's insufferable.
And in this part, when he was like, we checked all the brothels and all the gambling halls for you, and he's like, I'm glad you checked your stomping grounds and not where I would be, but okay.
Was he really checking, or was he just partaking?
No, he was busy.
He said that's what he was telling his dad that, but he was really just having a fucking blast out there.
Getting these artifacts, going to brothels.
I think so.
Time.
Like, well, he wasn't going to look. He was going for a good time.
So they take a little break before continuing on their quest. Mira guessed that some runes work off the continent, which is peculiar. Also, Mira is being all coy and sussy, so they fly towards Unreal. Tarn recites the lore of his breed from the first of his lineup, that the first black dragon to ever successfully bond back during the Great War, and then he just stops. Now, it's spelled different, but it's Thoreau. It means narrow in French. The coat of arms, the colors used are black and red, black symbolizing the family's longevity through time, and red for its military strength, which sounds pretty Terran black dragon.
Yes. Big black dragon vibes.
Love a big black dragon vibe. I can't help myself at looking up names and their meanings. I do this in real life too, not just these books. Like I want to know the meanings for things all the time.
Do you know what my name means? Do you know what Kylie means?
What?
It's an Australian boomerang. Obviously, it's also derived from Kyle, but yeah, my name means Australian boomerang. Take what you want.
No, Blakely isn't really a real name, but Blake means pale, which is like not me.
You have pale eyes, you have blue eyes, so.
I do have, yeah. They're not indecisive either.
No,
they're
very solid blue. Mine are indecisive.
I have a little gold on one of them. So I have a little Zayden in me.
Just a little. I don't want a big Zayden in me.
Yeah, just the tip. See how it feels. They reach Unreal and it's hot as balls. Mira and Violet have a conversation about how Vi thinks the chances of an alliance here are slim, and she doubts Andarna's kind settled there because there's no magic. Mira questions what if they learn to live without the magic, and Vi isn't sure that they can. All right. It's time for woo-woo school.
Strap in, guys.
Not strap on, strap in. There's a distinct. Violet notices that Mira is wearing a bracelet that looks like black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is a powerful crystal known for its vast range of properties. It's said to provide a sense of grounding and protection, making it a popular choice for those seeking balance and stability in their lives. It's supposed to absorb and transmute negative energy, which is great for individuals who are sensitive to absorbing emotions and energies. Also helpful for psychic attacks.
What I found on black tourmaline is the stone represents verticality, the alliance between earth and sky, and then it was also believed to be an effective protection against witches, black magic, and evil forces. So it was like worn by sailors, miners, and workers in dangerous occupations. And even today, many still wear it as a symbol of courage and protection from the harm. The fact that I found something about it meaning like the alliance between the earth and sky,
Mm-hmm.
weird.
Weird. So back to the bracelet. Something about the knotwork holding the metallic beads tickles the back of her brain. She swears she can smell parchment for the smallest of seconds.
Okay. So either Mira wants Violet to go see her grandma, and secretly 86 is her middle child now gets attention from Benin and goes full bad guy, or Granny Niara is she gave Mira that bracelet for some sort of protection. It could really like mean so many different things. Violet's grandma can somehow maybe wield power from the sky too, and maybe had an urge to pluck strands from the sky and weave runes in this bracelet. It's protection because she knew one of Violet's past that included dreamwalking and wanted to protect Mira from that. I saw someone on mention on Reddit that they're Tierish knots, which fucking makes sense. Silly me for not even like thinking of that. Zayden gave her that book, an Iron Flame, and he can tie every knot in that book. During runes class with Professor Trissa, she hands them illustrations that are depictions of Tierish runes, not unlike those in the weaving books Zayden left Violet when he graduated. After a closer look at the illustration, she recognized it. The series of graduated squares is nearly identical to the hilt of the dagger on her hip, which actually leads me to the thought of, can you weave the knot and then imbue the knot with power? We do find out that, it's Violet's actual grandma's bracelet, not something she just bought to shut her middle grandchild up. But I wonder if it's, actually special, imbued with something like for some sort of protection.
Yeah, and just like the Tierish knot portion, like I was looking back and I was just reading a part of it where how Papa Sorrengail was setting everybody up for this, what's about to happen, where he taught all the languages. Basically, Dane kind of had to take that reign,
Poor
and
Dane.
especially Crowley. Poor Dane. But Brennan knew Tirish. So it's like, did he know that that was his path and he was going to go there? Did Papa Sorrengail, this isn't even a part of what we're talking about, know that Brennan actually was alive and that was part of why he was squirreling and trying to figure out the information? This has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it came out of my mouth. But I just believe the parchment smell makes me think it all has to be related to Papa Sorrengail. The fact that it tickled her brain, it's like, what's a part of it that makes you think of that in your brain? Was it the knots? Was it the black tourmaline? Like, what is it?
Well, I feel like she's really sensitive to magic too.
Yeah.
In chapter 18 of Fourth Wing, the epigraph says that archives smell like parchment, book binding glue, and ink. They smell like home. So maybe, like I said, the knots were weaved by her dad, imbued by Violet's mom. But something in this bracelet is screaming Emerald Sea to me based on the fact that Mira told Violet to go back to Lucerys. And that's Asher's mom. So I don't know, something that has to do with the Violet Sea, the Emerald Sea. That's what it's giving me.
Well, and I think that we know that Dane was obsessed with the Emerald Sea and what happened there. I think that Papa Sorrengail put him on that path, which would be close to, if we're guessing, Papa Sorrengail is from Lucerys, that would be around there. So I'm interested to see how this all plays out.
I think we don't even think about imbuing enough because like they imbued the wardstone with power. So like why can't you imbue an object like a bracelet? It would make sense. So I'm wondering if that's like I said with the swords imbued, the blade of Horatia is imbued.
Magical
Yep.
artifacts. Yeah.
And
I mean,
that's
that's like,
why they're magical artifacts, is they're fucking imbued. Duh.
Which you make the comment about her being sensitive to magic, which is so true. Just like she's becoming more powerful, and that's what Taryn said. She's like, no, it's always been here. You could just sense it.
Yeah.
So I think like that really triggered something in her brain where I think Papa Sorrengail had some type of magic that he was using, and she didn't realize that's what it was back then.
But I think it is like imbued from magic from the sky, not
Right.
dragon
Different
magic.
type
Yeah,
of
because that's why
not
she's
dragon magic.
sensitive to it.
Yes. Through the sky, which would be Andarna magic and not allegedly.
Yes. We're on the same page.
Cool. I love that for us. Vi asks where she went on leave, and Mira tells her that she visited their grandmother, Niara. According to Niara, Papa and Mama Sorrengail left Mira and Brennan with her one summer. When they got back, they quit talking to each other. Niara says they quit talking to them. Mira tells her that she should go to Lucerish and visit. Vi feels hurt. Mira won't tell her, but offers to let her read her dad's books, trying to bridge the obvious gap between the two. She babbles about how they include a lot of flora and fauna info, and Mira just isn't interested, but confirms she knew he went to and studied the Isles, the grandma. Niara means of high purpose. Flashback again to Narelle saying, we all have our purpose. So Asher's from Lucerish, which, why the hell did this guy change his name? Is he a descendant from Warwick? Maybe Lilith is one from Moraine, and there's that prophecy is prophesying? I'm unhinged, I know. But I want to know.
Oracles do exist in this world. Like, what if she is the fucking oracle and that's like predicted all this, and that's why Asher's on this path and he knows so much and he knew to set everything up? Because once again, they do exist. It was confirmed. So we aren't that unhinged when it comes from with the prophecy mention. And also, why was there dread on Mira's face when she suggested Vi to go there? Is it more than the dedication? Like,
There's something else.
is Mira gonna try to?
Well, it's more the dedication. The comment about Benin, we know later on that the grandma mentions that. And I just feel like Mira is such a fucking rule follower, and like
she'd rat out Vi. Well, she fucking tried to kill Xaden, which we'll get into
right away.
Yeah, immediately.
And Brennan's like, hold on, let's try to fix this.
With their matching amber eyes.
I know. Asher devotes an entire chapter in every book that he writes about the unique flora and fauna of every isle, which is peculiar. I understand why someone who is proficient in poisons would want to know this information, but I just think this is another clue. Especially that we know that poison can kill venom.
Yes.
Now, we didn't know this really before. So it's like, what are you telling us?
What are you telling us without telling us? And why are you fucking the Riddler? He's not fucking the Riddler. Why are you the Riddler? Like,
you might be.
Just tell us.
I know, but they won't. So ridiculous.
I know. We could just solve this whole book.
Like, what the hell, Rebecca? The group sleeps and are apparently bait. A man says it was a mistake to come. Wow, look at my spelling.
That's unfortunate for him. It was a mistake to come. Like, poor guy.
Is it ever a mistake to come? Well, I guess it's fast. Magic won't help you here, Firebringer. And like out of an action movie, Xaden responds, that's fine. We brought blades. Okay, Bruce Willis, calm down.
Picturing music from the movie Blade, so it's like high techno music and Xaden's ready to fight.
And I'm not. I'm picturing like a rom-com / action movie with like Josh Duhamel, like, we brought blades.
It's interesting where our brains go because it's never the same space. Well, it is a lot, but when we're using
it is a lot, but
we use the same words, but our imagination, wild.
Both fucked up.
Yes. Chapter 30. It is unwise to favor one god above another. Better to shun them all than show favoritism among a jealous, prodigious pantheon. Major Rorley's Guide to Appeasing the Gods, 2nd edition. When I was writing down my remarks and feelings during my first read, page 262, aka the start of chapter 30, was when I realized fire breathers for dragons. This is direct quote. Fire breather is for dragons, not a weird nickname for people with magic.
Good. I'm glad you came to that realization.
Really vibing with Slow and Gale.
Timu, Slow and Gale up in the house. Clearly. Okay, so when they said jealous here, it tickled the back of my brain. And the story of the 3 brothers what if it's actually about the gods and he's alluding to one in rather a Boromir, one in Navarre, maybe one in the Barrens as like he was using it more as like a location, as a thing, and the word jealous really just caught my eye here. What if it's all just a bigger story on how one god went bad?
I think it's just also really convenient that there's 3 gods and 3 goddesses. Like this cat is just blocking her. But it's just a little coincidental that there are 3 gods. So maybe they could have God touched one brother each. They're doing
Not molesting.
their own harems. But I mean, like Malik is the god of death, so he could be the Barons. Zanal, god of luck, maybe Poromil. And the only reason I chose him for Poromil is because Hedion, the god of wisdom, could be Navarre, because the king of the wise, King Tori, could have descended from the brother Orsa.
Yeah, so I think it's a possibility.
I'm not sold on it, but it's definitely possible.
Yeah, it just was like a weird
Coincidence.
when they wrote jealous, it just a little tickled that brain.
You have your brain tickled. I have a Peter tingle. It's
how it goes, you know.
Unbriel's welcome party lacks the welcoming aspect because they tell them to do the opposite and leave. Poor Dane realizing when the welcome party's captain asks in the common tongue. He worked so hard to learn more languages and just kept getting backburnered. Xaden asks for an audience with the queen, but is immediately denied, claiming they are unworthy of her presence. Shadow Daddy and Vi are both playing bad cop, though, and bring out the dragons and griffins, not to be confused with hippogriffs, to up their badass factor. And Darna knows that her family is not on that island immediately. When Andarna says, "My family is not on this isle," Violet feels her emotions, which seem to be pretty strong. She has to tell her to be careful with her feelings because she can't shield there. She could feel frustration surging down the bond and pouring over her like 1,000 pinpricks. Clearly, her connection is growing stronger to Andarna here. And I wonder if her connection with Andarna, whose magic is obviously different, is what is allowing her to keep her connection with Taryn.
I think the Isles don't use that they have magic. They don't use it from the ground.
Right.
It's from the sky.
It's different. And so that's why Violet can feel
Yeah.
it because she's different. But and Andarna is different.
And that's why Bougie BT made that comment in the beginning. It was like, I wonder if you're made the comment about magic working there. It's like, because he knows that the magic is different.
Here we come full circle because we asked, we're like, I wonder why he said that. And you know what? I think this is why, because he has to fucking know about it. He's shifty and he knows something and is keeping it from us, from me.
Well, he's kept the library. Like, he knows. He's in the know. This guy loves the hot goss.
And he's a
So
collector.
and I feel like it is actually known with the magic. Or maybe they don't fully understand it yet. Not everyone does. But like, because in a second, or did it already happen? No, it already happened. When Xaden
maybe the magic was decently known, but Navarre works really hard to erase their history.
Yeah.
So Takaris could be someone that still knows about it because he has his big ass library, and Poromil doesn't try to hide the truth in the same way Navarre does.
No.
So it's possible
They
that
knew
people
the
do
truth
know.
the whole time. Yeah.
I think we're onto it.
But I just don't know if the Isles know the extent of it. And they were probably just curious of like, because when Xaden kills everybody, King Cortland was like, but we don't have magic here. Like, he was confused. It was like a genuine confusion. But Takaris was thinking that they would be able to, was wondering at least if they could.
I bet you like commoners and like lower levels of leadership don't know, but like definitely the upper levels of leadership have to know about that power. There's no way Narelle does it.
No, it's the deep state. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's deep state. Potion.
We are Navarian, like
Conspiracy.
Yeah. We really are.
We're Clyde.
We are setting up everybody's tinfoil hats for the Empyrean. Like, we're ready to go.
Cue picture of Craig Conover with tinfoil hat.
So Xaden went up to Soldier because they are trying to figure out who has a superior MLM line. We have Xaden, who is Initiate Venom, versus the Captain of Umbriel, lowest rank. Xaden wins and moves up ranks in their upline and can take half of the quest squad with him. It just sounds like it's a battle.
No, keep going. It's a trailer. Keeps going.
Violet chooses Xaden, obviously. Arg to speak for Navarre. Kitty Cat for Pormiel, and Dane. Garrick is a little butthurt and shocked Vi is taking Dane, but Xaden doesn't allow him to question Vi. Vi lets Mira know to burn the place to the ground if they aren't back by nightfall. They made it to the capital of Unbriel in 20 minutes, but had to wait for the peasants who took 2 hours. There's quite a few crossbolts, making Vi uncomfortable, and Taryn responds with, I don't like your selection of mates, yet here we are. Blakely and I have been saying that there is some sort of fated mate element in this story. Dragons are the ones that have mating bonds. There's no mention of human mates. Words matter in these books, and Taryn's use of mate here just solidifies my thoughts that they are fated, destined, would find each other no matter what world type of characters. They both, as Neural said, have a part to play in what's coming for us, and they need to be together. They're destined, obviously.
Well, I mean, there's already been the part where Violet was like, we don't have mates. And he's like, well, that's why we're superior. But he says it again.
Re-emphasizing.
The prophecy be prophesizing, okay?
When they land, Taryn is so kind to remind Violet to watch her dismount or she will embarrass them both, since she could dismount right off the cliff. They are escorted to where Unbriel holds their bi-weekly fight club. It's described as 2 sectors of terrace seating built into the walls on both sides, leaving an open plaza in front of a large temple. The temple is easily the height of Taryn, with roofing that is tiled in the same pale blue as the rest of the city. And the 6 wide pillars holding the front are all gray granite. The polished stones shimmer in the light, making them appear almost silver, and each has been carved with a different symbol. Sword, shield, fire, water, claw, and book, all tools of warfare, as Violet puts it. Besides the pillar was a sculpted tribute to the goddess in a sparkling gray that reached the lowest line of the roof. She held a sword pointed in the squad's direction in her left hand and a shield protecting the right edge of her temple in the other. Her long hair was braided down one side of her torso, and she's dressed in long belted robes with an armored chestplate. This isn't what shocked our girl Vi. No. It was the blue-robed attendants that stole her most unique feature. They had silver hair, too. So they say, like, the captain wins the argument to let the guards and the guards part to allow us through, and Violet glances at their chest plates and find the etched symbol of 2 crossed swords gripped in the center by a claw, the emblem of Dune. It's similar to ours, she tells Taryn. They have a claw in their symbol, suggesting a common origin. Why would they have a claw in their symbol when they haven't seen a dragon in centuries or ever? It's weird to be so scared of dragons, but have its claw represented in their chest plates.
I found this odd too. So we can obviously assume they had dragons at one time, or Dune herself is aligned with a particular breed of dragon.
For sure. And like, why keep it if they fear it? Like, why keep it if they feel the need to have crossbolts? Aren't these chest plates like meant to represent them and their isle?
Yeah.
Weird to have something represent you that you don't even fucking know what it looks like because you've never seen one.
Yeah, because they all were so surprised and like scared by it. I mean, he pissed his pants. Which pee in your pants?
Hey, it wasn't watery bowels. He just pissed his pants.
You know? God, I can't. Do you not think of Billy Madison?
I mean, I'm not cool. I haven't peed my pants in a long time. You know, the last time I almost peed my pants on a trampoline because that mom bladder.
Yo, peeing your pants is cool. Consider me Miles Davis.
I mean, I was really cool post birth when I was throwing up and I peed my pants.
I don't have that problem. I don't have the pee problem post kid.
Well, I was throwing up so hard because I had a cholestasis, and
no, I know that. Yeah, well, I guess they don't know that, so it's important to say that she's not a pee.
Yeah, no, I had when I was pregnant, my child gave me a disease, and I had to get him induced early, and then I got pancreatitis and gallstones, and it was just a fun ordeal. Birth is wonderful.
It's a whole thing. And then I felt bad that this was the case because I was like Kate Middleton and puked the entire pregnancy, all pregnancies. So Kylie has me as her pregnant friend who's like always puking and thinking and something's always wrong. So she's like, this is just how pregnancy is. No.
It was like I said, I peed my pants when I was throwing up, and my husband's like, are you okay? I'm like, this is just fine. Postpartum stuff. He's like, I don't think this is normal postpartum. I'm like, it is. He's like, we should probably go to the ER. And I was like, okay.
She was having all these pains and stuff, and she's like, "Oh, well, I mean, Blakely's miserable. It's just what
Yeah,
happened."
I like just thought pregnancy sucked for everyone. No, apparently you're not supposed to like scratch your skin raw. You shouldn't be that itchy because my blood was becoming toxic thanks to bile spilling into it.
We really took a turn with this podcast with that. So I'm glad that's how.
So really hoping that Violet never gets pregnant. That's really where we're going with this.
Which she's not currently pregnant, guys. That needs to go away.
Well, it's been debunked. Rebecca said no, thank God, no pregnancy trope.
No, it just doesn't make sense now. If we end the book with a pregnancy, I don't care.
Sure, but not in the middle.
I don't want it now. No.
There's only been one book series that the pregnancy trope made sense, and that's like the Blood and Ash series. But other than that, I've not found one where I'm okay with it.
Were you anti-Feyre?
Yeah, I forget about that. Well, I mean, I feel like
I was fine with that.
It wasn't until like the novella and then like Silver Flames. So
well, and their story was kind of
yeah. So I forget about
it. It was
it.
like yeah,
It's not in the book for me. It happened, but it's not in the books.
Even it didn't really
affect the story.
No, not really. Not in a bad way.
Right.
You know, it was, yeah, some people might not have seen Avatar, though. Seen it? Like it's a movie?
Not yet, if it ever gets to that stage. So if we just spoiled Avatar for you, go read it, because you'll forget what we said anyway by the time you get to it.
So that's chapters 26 through 30. So let's close it out.
We encountered King Courtland, and yeah, he's really the only new character that we met. I mean, minus like his kitty cats.
Yeah, King Courtland, we learned a little bit more about the grandma. That's pretty much it. Theories were continuing, fated mates, Sloane and Dane boinking, Drake and Mira bumping the Uggles, and Usher didn't die by a heart attack.
Usher?
For
Usher is still alive. I want to clarify. Usher, the artist, whose son is also a diabetic, he is alive. Blake was aiming for Asher. We're sus that he did not die from a heart attack. You're gonna start this rumor.
Whoopsie, guys. Gotta let it burn.
A couple questions we had, whether they're relevant or not, is what was Fen Ryerson doing? He's on my radar. Like, obviously, we give a shit what he's doing, but like, I'm watching him. He's dead, but I'm watching him.
There's more to Fen than just being the rebel leader. Like, there's more there.
I feel like it was more than just to create a better world. Like, he had a part in everything.
Why did he marry?
Contract for an heir?
Yeah, but why her and why that isle?
Like, what did they barter?
What were they trying to work on? Yeah, what did they barter? It had to be for a reason, or they wouldn't just get an heir out of from there.
He definitely had a part in this prophecy. That's not prophesied. Yep. That we believe is prophecy.
Yeah, prophecy. It was prophesied.
Make it a drinking game. However many times we say prophecy or foreshadowing, drink water.
It's the only thing we can do.
Also,
what else do we say that? Yeah, prophecy, foreshadowing. I feel like we say something else a lot. Fuck.
Signet correctly.
Magic stick.
We say a lot of weird shit. Other things, Mira's mission. Is it middle child syndrome, or is it, her doing something for her path? Mm-hmm. Why was Flora and Fauna included for each isle? Like, why was Asher so adamant that Violet knows all these things? I mean, she is our deciphering queen, so she will figure it out. And Mira's bracelet, can you imbue knots? Which sounds so silly, but like...
Oh my, really? Your sentence?
What?
It goes, tearish knots, not to be confused with the knots from Bride, which I'm not even gonna get into it.
That was probably during Iron Flame, wasn't it? Where we...
a thing to us then.
Blake and I both read Bride by Allie Hazelwood, and there's just a mention of knots in there for a penis, and I don't recommend Googling it. And I know some of you will. My sister did after we said not to, and she was thrilled with the results.
Yeah, it's something you just
Don't do.
that. I liked that book. I did because it felt like like Crescent City in the sense of I did like the first Crescent City for the murder mystery situation or like the mystery. I liked the book. I could not get past nodding. I don't have I like it. It's fine. It's a solid 3.5 maybe book for me, but the nodding was too much. It was a step too far.
If I wouldn't have Googled it, maybe it would have been better, but I Googled it and the images, and I can't get that time back. That's our thoughts on chapters 26 through 30. Next week, we'll have 2 new episodes covering chapters 31 through 40. Thank you so much for tuning in and spending time with us as we go off on our tangents. If you're enjoying listening to us, make sure you share with your book besties and you subscribe wherever you're listening. Don't forget to follow us on social media if you haven't yet at The Real Housewives of Valeris.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.